All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. We're going to be talking about more quarterbacks since the NFL season is itching closer, and we're going to be talking about Russell Wilson. Now, before I start this video, there's certain guys that I have to make this disclaimer for. This is a football video, okay? Whatever you think about Russell Wilson off the field is your business, your personal choice. I mean, I might agree with you, I might disagree with you. It is what it is, but whatever your opinion about Russell Wilson is off the field, that's your choice, as you see on my screen. But at the same time, this is a football video, so I'm going to be talking about Russell Wilson as a football player. And as a football player, Russell Wilson's still a top 5 quarterback in the league, and he will be a top 5 quarterback in 2023. Look, I know last year was bad, but Nathaniel Hackett is one of the worst Nathaniel Hackett's an idiot. He's a clown. The only reason why Nathaniel Hackett got a job with the Broncos is because he worked with Aaron Rodgers, and anytime Aaron Rodgers works with a head coach, they look extremely better than what they are, even though they could be flat-out garbage. And there was rumors that Aaron Rodgers was going to go to the Denver Broncos, so they said, hey, if you hire him, I might come to you guys. But they ended up settling for Russell Wilson, and it didn't work clearly. Now they have Sean Payton. Sean Payton. The same guy who saved Drew Brees' career. Drew Brees was almost going to be out the league when he was with the Chargers. I believe he made the playoffs with the Chargers one time. I could be wrong about that, but Sean Payton went to the Saints. Sean Payton revived Drew Brees and turned him into a Hall of Famer to the point where all the Drew Brees is like the Wilt Chamberlain of the NFL. Anytime you look at the stats, Drew Brees' picture is going to be up there. And now he's getting Russell Wilson, who's honestly maybe a little bit more mobile Drew Brees. I mean, they're both short. They both have deep arms. They both need a good run game and some decent receivers around them. And I'm going to keep it real. Russell Wilson has taken a lot of heat for his on-the-field play. And then when you include, even though this is a football video, but when you also include the off-the-field heat that he's taken, I think, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't think Russell Wilson, I mean, say what you want about him, I don't think he's an idiot. I think he realizes that his career is literally on the line this upcoming season, and that the critics are going to, the critics already killed him. They're going to bury him next year if he doesn't ball out. So I think he's going to shut up, put his head down, stop acting like he's a celebrity because of his wife, and listen to Sean Payton and get ingratiated with his teammates. I think that's what he has to do, and I think he's smart enough to do that. Because once again, I think Russell Wilson needed this. I think Russell Wilson was smelling his fumes too much. Everybody was saying Pete Carroll's overrated. It was all Russell Wilson. By the way, that's probably another fact too. The simple fact that Pete Carroll made the playoffs with Geno Smith and he missed the playoffs. That's what probably really, really got him. So I think Russ is like, you know what? They already killed me. They're going to try to bury me next year. Let me shut up and let me ball out. Because I really haven't heard anything from Russ this offseason besides the fact that he's lost weight and that he's been grinding with his wide receivers and that he's been grinding with his offensive line. He's re-ingratiating himself with his team. He likes Sean Payton. He's following Sean Payton's lead. That's good stuff. I mean, Russ, it took you a year to suck to realize that. But you know what? I'm glad you realized it. I'm glad you realized it because once again, football video. I like watching Russ play. When Russ was in Seattle, I like watching him play. He would make spectacular plays that would be like, oh my gosh, like shoot, how does he do that? And plus, the Broncos are a talented team. The Broncos are a really talented team. They can be second in that division. Now, they might not be Kansas City, but also, people forget, they gave Kansas City, in one of those games, they gave Kansas City a scare. They gave Kansas City a little scare. You know what I'm saying? So you give Sean Payton, and then you got Sean Payton versus Andy Reid. I mean, I hate to say this, man. I really do, but if all things go right, just hypothetically speaking, if all things go right, once again, everything can go wrong, and I will come back on this channel 7 months from now saying Russell Wilson needs to retire and Sean Payton needs to go draft Caleb Williams. But if all things goes right, the Broncos could make a Super Bowl run. I mean, people are going to be like, you're crazy, you're dumb. Just hear me out. If Sean Payton could fix Russell Wilson, most importantly, if Russell Wilson takes this awakening call of what happened last year and follows Sean Payton and is doing what he needs to do, they have great talent with Jerry Jeudy, great run game, good offensive line, good defense, and Sean Payton, who is a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. Besides Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, who's else won a Super Bowl in the AFC? Mike Tomlin, yes, but we all know the Steelers, they're not doing anything. The Broncos, the Broncos are a very, very dark horse. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's worried about the Chiefs, in which they should be. The Chargers, for some reason, they're worried about the Bills and the Bengals. I'm telling you, this Broncos team will shock people. And I mean shock people. If they have a 12-5 record or something like that. I don't know. I get confused. 12-5 record or something like that. That probably wouldn't shock people. But they can make deep playoff runs. I mean, bro, if you take, say if Russell Wilson goes up to back to being Russ, you got Russ and Joe Burrow. They equal each other out. Are you taking the Bengals head coach? Are you taking Sean Payton? The Bills and Broncos, Josh Allen and Russ, if Russ comes back to being Russ, they equal each other out. Are you taking the Bills head coach? Are you taking Sean Payton? The Chiefs and Broncos, if they meet in the playoffs, that's a toss-up. Even if Doug Peterson, who's won a Super Bowl, are you really taking Jacksonville over the Denver Broncos if the Broncos reach their full potential, if Russell Wilson reaches his full potential? I still believe Russ is still him. I still believe that. He still made throws that are like, okay, that's old Russ. And even Nathaniel Hackett, when Nathaniel Hackett got hired, when Nathaniel Hackett got fired, Russ was starting to kind of look like Russ. Now, granted, it was towards the end of the year and they were already out playoff contention. But Russ was starting to look like Russ. Once again, I'm gonna say, I already said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I think this was a great thing for Russ. It tells you in the Bible, bad times are a good thing. This was a bad time for Russ. Maybe it's a good thing that he had this bad time. He humbled himself. He needs to shut up, ingratiate himself with his teammates, follow Sean Payton's rules, work out. He lost weight of what I heard. And he might ball out. Let Russ cook. You never know, man. You never know. And I called it. I thought Sean Payton was going to go to the Broncos. I said, listen, Russ is only 34 years old. I know that might be quote-unquote old, but bro, Russ has a good maybe 2 to 4 years maybe. Because Russ does stay in shape, at least besides last year. He does stay in shape. He has a good workout ethic. I think this is a great experience for him to shut up and, take this humbling as a blessing in disguise. And then now you got Sean Payton, who's an offensive guru, who didn't leave the game of football, by the way. He only retired for a year or two, and he was a commentator, so he knows what these NFL teams are doing. It's not like a John Gruden situation where he's been gone for 12 years and then decided to come back and he wasn't that good. Sean Payton was literally coaching in 2021. So he's only been retired for a year. I think this is a great thing for Russ and for Sean Payton. And I'm just going to say this out here. If none of this, I don't know. I don't know if the Broncos could get Caleb Williams. That's a good video. But once again, you don't need Caleb. You got Russ. And for any Broncos fans that come on this channel, I definitely will be covering you guys because I still believe in Russ. I know he's taking a lashing on and off the field, but as a football player, I still think there's still something there. And I think Russ Russ needed this to humble himself, and I think he's gonna you know what? Let me shut up and focus on ball. And that's the only way he can redeem himself, by the way, to close out this video. The only way, this is a do or die situation. The only way Russ can shut up everybody off the field, shut up everybody on the field, is to go out there and have an MVP season. Go out there, throw for 4,000 yards and 35 to 40 touchdowns. And go to the playoffs, by the way, too, and make a second-round appearance. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? What's your thoughts on Russell Wilson, the Denver Broncos, and Sean Payton, and my take on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos and him still being a top 5 quarterback in 2023? But, yeah, that's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ